What's good, YouTube? It's Pay, and today I am back with another video. And of course, if you've been on my channel before, you know how this works. If you haven't, well, you're about to learn. If you watch any of the content on my page, you have to subscribe. Any of my videos, you got to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It helps me out a ton, and it's no extra effort, along with any extra money. So don't be a thief. It's like an honor agreement. Like when you go to Costco, just take one sample. Sure, technically you could take a couple more, but don't be that guy. And if you do that and you want to be that guy, you will be going to jail. Don't ask me how, but I have some information on you and your family. Me and 6ix9ine have been working together, so you will be going to jail. But that's besides the point. Today I want to talk about Travis Scott and his upcoming album Utopia and why it's taken so long. It's been a couple years now. It's been rumored for a couple years that it was coming soon. Who knows when? But I want to talk about why I think it's taken so long. And I'm going to get into some speculation in this video. This is just my opinion from collecting little bits and pieces of things. So don't take this as the truth. Don't take it as a fact. This is just me and you having a conversation about some of the possibilities on why this album took so long. So to Kris Jenner, please put your wallet book away.
Hello, mother.
You will not need to sue me for this video. This is speculation. Kris Jenner, please. Kylie, please. I know y'all got them B's, them billions. I don't want no smoke. So it's just speculation. But obviously, the main reason on why Utopia has been taking so long, at least is what we think, just the Astroworld incident. And obviously, like, that's already been broken down into a million pieces, and people have made millions of videos, and there's been a documentary even. Like, I think we all pretty much understand at this point what happened there, and how bad that really was. And if you haven't really looked into that stuff, you really need to really understand how bad that was. So obviously Travis Scott's not going to drop an album after that. Like, that makes perfect sense. So pretty much laying low after that incident, after I believe it was November of 2021. So he took some time off, and in 2022 he made kind of a comeback. He was on a couple songs, and later on down the line in 2022 the media kind of opened up to him. They weren't as like public enemy #1, we hate Travis Scott anymore. They kind of gave him some leeway and kind of let him breathe a little bit. And it was expected that he would drop Utopia in 2022. There was a rumor going around. I don't know if it was from a manager of his or somebody said it. Somebody in around like May or June of 2022 said that the project was definitely coming out in the next 7 months. And the math on that was that, those 7 months would be the end of 2022, so he would drop the album before the end of the year. And obviously that didn't end up happening because it's February 2023, and we still don't have Utopia. We still don't even have an official release date. So obviously I feel like that's the most easy part to be like, okay, yeah, duh, Astroworld incident pushed it back. But now I'm going to get into the speculation. This part's kind of a smaller part of the speculation. This isn't the big reach that I'm probably going to take in this video. But the smaller one is that he just probably had to restart the whole project. Just being honest. He probably had to restart the whole project because after an incident like that is a life-changing incident for anybody involved, anybody that was there, let alone the main star who was performing. So it's not like this was just something that you can just kind of move past and keep doing your regular thing. Like, no, he probably had to change a decent amount of his project, if not just scrap the whole thing and start over again. And making an album is a long process, especially for somebody like Travis Scott, who tends to put a lot of thought into his music. His music isn't typically just like, get in the studio, make a song over some generic beats and put it out there. Like, he typically has a lot of thought and a lot of, conscience into what he really wants to do. There's a lot of purpose there typically in what he's doing, even if it does sound like brainless nonsense, like it's on purpose every single time. So I'm sure he had to redo the whole process of the album, or at least redo large parts of the album, and that takes a very long time for any artist, let alone somebody like Travis Scott, who's very much into the aesthetic and the artsy fartsy kind of side of the rap game, and not just the lyrics and the beats. And he's into the more abstract concepts that come with rap, especially nowadays, in the trap, psychedelic, whatever space you want to call it. So that is my main point. I think that that's a pretty reasonable thing to say. I don't think that's too far-fetched to say that he probably had to restart, and it probably took him a long time, or is taking him a long time. And that kind of leads into my next point. This one is a little bit more of a stretch, but I just don't think he's done. I just don't think he's done, and I think he's just been trying to give himself more time. I think he's been trying to keep his fans engaged with the potential project coming out while also trying to finish the project and not having them be like, oh, yeah, it's going to come out in 2 years, so don't even worry about it. I think he wants them to be kind of standing on eggshells, waiting at any moment. It could come out any day now, guys. And so, yeah, I think it's a little bit of that. I just don't think the project's done. And me personally, I'm a big procrastinator. It's probably my biggest weakness in life. I just procrastinate. I wait till the last minute. I'll wait even maybe a little bit past the last minute. That's just the type of person I am. I procrastinate. And I'm not saying he's procrastinating, but he does sound like a person that's procrastinating. Like, people always ask him, like, since whoever knows how long, like, hey, Travis, they'll see him in public. Hey, Travis, when's the album coming out? And he's like, oh, yeah, soon. Like, okay. Utopia!
Cap.
He said soon like 40 times, and then he gets on Twitter and like, oh yeah, I'm in album mode. And we don't hear anything after that. Or he's at a concert and he finishes the show. Album on the way. Album's coming soon. Like, I don't know. It just sounds like he's procrastinating. That's just my opinion. I feel like he's procrastinating a little bit. He's kind of waiting and abiding his time. Just kind of, he'll get it done when it gets done type of thing going on. I feel like he's procrastinating a little bit. But again, this is speculation. So Chris, put away the wallet. Don't call the lawyer. Promise. This is speculation. This is not a fact. This is my opinion. But yeah, I feel like he's just been procrastinating a little bit. And then recently, there was a Super Bowl party performance where he's performing on stage, and he announces that the album is coming out under these circumstances. So first, Don Toliver has to drop, which he just dropped this Friday. Then Sofago, no. Don Toliver, Sheck West, Sofago. Then we get Utopia. That's what he said at a Super Bowl party.
Sheck West, the scouts is on the way. We got Fago about to put a little EP out. That's on the way. And right after that, Utopia.
And you know what that sounds like to me? Again, it sounds like procrastination, but it also sounds like if you guys were like a wrestling fan or are a wrestling fan, like WWE, like pro wrestling, that sounds like when the bad guy is going to fight the good guy. And he's like, I promise I'm going to kick your ass. But first, you got to fight my lackey over here. Then you got to fight him. Then you got to fight this really tall guy. Then you get to fight me. Like, it's like one of those things. Like, that's like stuff like Edge and Triple H used to do back in the day. Like, they would make the good guy fight like 6 people before they fought them. That's like what they used to do to John Cena all the time. That's exactly what Travis Scott basically just did on that stage, because he did a pro wrestling heel move. He was like Edge, like, before you fight me, John Cena, you got to fight this 7-foot monster. Like stuff like that. Because, okay, to be fair, Don Toliver's album already is out. It's already out. That was a done deal that already had an official release date. Sofago's next EP or whatever does not have an official release date, and neither does Sheck West. So let alone does Utopia not have a release date. Those two projects don't even have release dates. So it's like, okay, sure, Utopia comes out after their projects. When are their projects coming out? And how big is this gap after their projects? Because it could be anything. It could be a day. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 6 months. It could be a year. Who knows? Like, it just feels like to me, it just feels like he's giving himself more time to finish his project, which is something that I can relate to. I've done it all the time. I do it all the time in school. You forget to turn in an assignment. Hey, why did you turn this assignment in? Oh, well, I'll get it done tonight, but, I got to take a test, and I actually have to go take my dog to get a haircut, so I probably won't be able to do it tonight. And then the next day, I promised my mom I'd go to church with her. And then after that, I have to go to brunch for my grandma's birthday. And I've done stuff like that. Like, so I could kind of relate to what's going on. I don't know. I feel like he's procrastinating a little bit. And then recently, the CEO of Epic Records said that they're expecting a Travis Scott record in June. Now, that may or may not be true. I'm not sure, because now we're talking about when is the project coming out. I've just been more so talking about why I don't think it's been out yet. But that could be true, but he did say a Travis Scott record, a new record. He didn't say specifically what it was. That could be anything. And that's a trick that labels and artists have been using for decades at this point, where it's like, oh, I got new music coming. And then you're like, oh, but is it the one specifically I want? I got new music coming. Like, it may or may not be. Kind of leave it up in the air. So I'm not even going to put all my eggs in that basket of June of 2023. I hope so. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys for a fact it's coming out in June. Like, I'm not going to do that. But there's a possibility it does that. And then it's been circulating on Twitter. If you check the escape plan in the Mafia cover art that came out in 2021, there's a little thing that says June 23rd, 1992, for the like newspaper date for the article, like the weird article thing Travis did. And June 23 of 2023 is a Friday. So that could be, possible. Maybe Travis Scott is a genius and he just pushed his album back 2 years knowing damn well it was coming out in June of 2023, which I would say is evil to do us like that, to keep saying it soon. But maybe he's like just like the smartest marketer ever, and he knew exactly when this was coming out the entire time and played us like a fiddle, and we all went for it. That's a possibility. I'm not really sure how much I believe in that, but that would be one hell of a coincidence if that's not what he was doing, because that date thing being there is really strange, especially when it lines up with Friday of June in 2023, when the CEO of Epic Records just said it was coming out in June of 2023. But that's just my opinion. That's just what I think has happened. I think, for one, he probably had to restart the whole project. And for two, he's probably been procrastinating a little bit, trying to buy himself some time to keep us engaged with the possibility of the album coming at any second, but also giving himself enough time to finish the project. But then again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe everything I just said in this video was dumb and stupid, and I don't deserve to have a microphone, and my YouTube channel should be taken from me. But maybe I'm right. I guess we'll never really know because it's all speculation. But if you made it this far in this video, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And remember the rule: if you don't subscribe, you're going to jail. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. You're going to go to jail. I'm trying to save you. I gave you a warning. When you clicked on this video, that's the agreement you signed to. It's like you signed your name on a contract, but you didn't. But you did. So remember the rule. Make sure you subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you so much. Peace.